Imagine this. You are sitting in a dimly lit room, incense burning, a soft melody whispering in the background. You close your eyes and tell yourself you are healing. You breathe deeply, light a candle, write in your journal. You whisper affirmations until the pain feels softer, the noise quieter, the world momentarily kind. For a brief moment, you believe you're becoming whole again. But when the candle burns out and silence returns, something uncomfortable lingers. You begin to sense that your healing has become a performance, not for others but for yourself. The rituals soothe, yet they never truly transform. Beneath the calm surface, the same wound hums unhealed and alive. Modern culture has turned healing into a sanctuary for the frightened soul, and a profitable one. The language of self-love and inner peace is everywhere, promising freedom from pain. But behind the comfort lies a quiet avoidance, a refusal to confront the very thing that needs to be faced. We do not heal to grow anymore. We heal to feel safe. Real healing is not beautiful. It is violent, chaotic, humiliating. It drags us through the mud of our own contradictions. It demands that we meet the parts of ourselves we have spent years running from. It does not comfort the ego, it tears it apart. Yet the world tells us to seek comfort, not truth, to be gentle with our wounds instead of honest about them. And so we build a temple of soothing illusions, scented, polished, marketable, where suffering is sanitized and growth becomes optional. The question then arises, are we truly healing, or are we just learning to decorate our pain? Walk into any bookstore, scroll through social media, or wander into the endless halls of self-help videos, and you will see it, the great marketplace of healing. Shelves stacked with promises of peace, influencers preaching energy cleansing, meditation apps monetizing your restlessness. Every ache of the modern soul has a product now, an essential oil, a mantra, a retreat in Bali. This is not healing. This is consumption disguised as transformation. We live in an age where comfort is worshipped as wisdom. The culture of healing has become a subtle religion, one that promises salvation without sacrifice. It teaches us that peace can be purchased, that serenity can be streamed, that growth can be achieved without confrontation. We have turned the process of becoming whole into an aesthetic. The truth is far less marketable. Real healing is slow, ugly, and deeply inconvenient. It cannot be scheduled between a spa session and a sound bath. It happens in the dead of night, when your thoughts turn against you, when your certainties crumble, when the mask of who you think you are begins to rot away. But that version of healing cannot be sold. So the industry offers you a substitute, comfort. It gives you gentle language, pastel colors, and playlists called inner peace. It teaches you to soothe, not to see. It invites you to release negativity instead of understanding where it comes from. And for a while it works. The pain dulls. The anxiety quiets. You feel lighter, but not stronger. What this industry truly sells is a sense of control. It lets you believe that healing is a personal project you can manage, optimize, and finish. But healing is not a checklist. It is not something you do to yourself. It is something that happens through you when you stop trying to control it. The tragedy is that the comfort industry keeps us trapped in an endless loop of self-soothing. We chase relief instead of revelation. We numb our pain instead of decoding it. We become addicted to the feeling of progress, mistaking emotional sedation for spiritual depth. And so the wound never closes. It just learns how to smile for the camera. Carl Jung once wrote that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. The modern healing movement has perfected this avoidance. We seek light but flee the shadow, that raw, hidden place inside us that contains all we fear, repress, and deny. Yet without confronting that darkness, healing is only half a process, a surface polish on a fractured mirror. The shadow is not evil. It is simply everything about ourselves that we refuse to see. Our anger, envy, shame, and weakness, all exiled to the basement of consciousness. When we chant affirmations to erase these feelings, when we drown discomfort in positivity, we are not transcending our wounds. We are deepening them. The culture of constant healing tells us that pain must be released, that negative emotions are toxins to be flushed out. But the psyche does not heal by purging what is unwanted. It heals by integrating what is hidden. The goal is not to escape suffering, but to understand what it teaches. Every fear points to a truth. Every wound hides a lesson, Avoidance masquerading as peace is a dangerous illusion. The more we repress, the louder the shadow becomes. It returns in the form of anxiety, projection, and self-sabotage. You see it when someone preaches love but secretly despises themselves, or when another talks of mindfulness yet cannot sit in silence without distraction. These are not healed people. They are people at war with the unacknowledged parts of themselves. To truly heal, one must descend, willingly, into the chaos within. You have to face the part of you that is cruel, jealous, frightened, and lost. You have to sit in the dirt with your demons until they start speaking your language. Only then does light have meaning. Only then does peace feel earned. The shadow is not your enemy. It is your unclaimed potential, the power you abandoned in exchange for social approval and comfort. To integrate it is to reclaim your full humanity. Healing, then, is not about becoming pure. It is about becoming whole. There is a reason every myth about transformation begins with descent. Orpheus must enter the underworld. Christ must carry the cross. The phoenix must burn before it can rise. In the realm of the psyche, death always precedes growth. Yet our age recoils from this truth. We want rebirth without burial, awakening without the collapse that makes it possible. Nietzsche called this the tragic wisdom, the courage to affirm life even in its suffering. He believed that true strength is not found in comfort, but in the willingness to be destroyed by the truth and still say yes to existence. That is growth, not the accumulation of peace, but the surrender of illusions. Every real transformation requires the death of something within us. An identity, a belief, a false certainty. These inner deaths feel like loss because they are loss. You mourn who you were. You grieve the narratives that kept you safe. But without that disintegration, nothing new can take root. Growth is brutal because it dismantles the self that healing tries to protect. The ego wants preservation. The soul wants evolution. And these two forces are always at war. One whispers, stay safe, stay small, stay the same. The other whispers, let it burn. Most people choose safety. They confuse survival with living. They patch the cracks in their walls instead of stepping outside. They call it peace, but it is only paralysis. To grow is to die repeatedly, to let go of the comforting myths that define you. It means admitting that your pain has shaped you, but it cannot save you. It means facing the terrifying possibility that meaning does not come from being healed, but from continuing despite the wound. There is no arrival. There is only the continuous dying of the old self and the trembling birth of what comes next. When the noise fades, when the rituals lose their magic, when even the words self-love start to sound hollow, something deeper begins to whisper. It is not a call to heal anymore. It is a call to grow. And growth, unlike comfort, demands truth. Meaning does not emerge from feeling good. It arises from being honest, from seeing yourself as you are, not as you wish to appear. It comes from standing in the ruins of your illusions and choosing to rebuild without guarantees. Healing promises closure. Meaning asks for courage. You cannot heal your way into transcendence. You can only live your way through it. Pain, loss, shame, these are not obstacles to meaning. They are its architects. They carve out depth, humility, empathy. Without them, life remains shallow, a smooth surface without reflection. To seek only comfort is to flatten the soul. It keeps you soft but not alive. Comfort is the cocoon. Meaning is the butterfly, but the cocoon must split. The struggle is not proof of failure. It is the price of becoming. Perhaps we have misunderstood what healing truly is. It was never meant to make life easier. It was meant to make us capable of living it. Healing is not the end of pain. It is the art of holding pain without letting it own you. And maybe that is the quiet truth we keep avoiding. You do not need to be unbroken to live a meaningful life. You only need to stop mistaking comfort for peace. Thank you for walking through this reflection with me. If these words have stirred something inside you, let it stay. Let it breathe. Healing is not a destination. It is a dialogue between who you are and who you might become. If you found resonance in these thoughts, consider sharing this video with someone who might need to hear it today. Your attention, your time, and your openness mean more than you know. Until next time, keep questioning, keep feeling, and keep growing.